Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships in our Friday edition video. As today we're going to be looking at the Tier 9 Premium German battle cruiser, or just cruiser, the Ägir, or Ägir. I think it's something like that. So we're here on Hotspot in Domination mode. I'm going to talk about a few things of pros and cons. That comes directly from the WoW's Wiki article, which I can link in the description as well. And then I'll start talking more about the ship itself and kind of critiquing some of my plays and why I make the decisions I make. So, first off, the pros of the ship is has good main battery traverse speed and shell velocity. Excellent durability for a cruiser with a large hit point pool and well-armored midsection. The only large cruiser at Tier 9 equipped with torpedoes along with sister ship Siegfried, so large cruiser. Good AA suite, access to long-range, long-lasting hydroacoustic search consumable, fast with an unmodified top speed of 33.5 knots. Good concealment when fully upgraded, and I do have the Ägir fully upgraded, so you can see, looks like we're rocking the 11.9. Cons: extremely poor HE damage output, bad main battery firing angles. Torpedoes are short range, they're 6 kilometers. Large bow section is 27 millimeters thick and can be easily damaged or overmatched by most Tier 9, Tier 10 battleships. Deck armor is 30 millimeters at its thickest, vulnerable to large caliber overmatch and HE spam. Large turn radius and sluggish rudder shift. Has battleship timers on floods and fires. So, that is what is shared from the WoW's Wiki article in itself. And I'll talk a little bit more about my thoughts on the ship here and kind of the play style here. So I am divisioned up with Doom. He is in the black, the Tier 9 Premium American Destroyer, and he's moving in on C on the cap because he has radar on black, and the Kitakaze pops up. I have decided that I'm going to flank and push down the 9 line. Now, what the Ägir does really well, in my opinion, is that she, I mean, with her good concealment, and when you utilize islands, she can push in and get into these close quarters combat situations in what she really wants. So I'm really hugging the island here, so I want to be detected as last minute as possible if there's a destroyer or something out here further on the 9 line. So it's a little bit of a gamble making this move, but I have a Riga coming up behind me. And so far we're still undetected. Looks like most of the enemy team is back in here behind the island here on the bottom of C. But as we come out, we're going to be engaging with this enemy Riga. So we have the AP loaded. Sometimes, like that salvo, you'll kind of be disappointed with how your armor piercing will perform, thinking you might do a little bit better. Sometimes it's nice with the Ägir, or let's say any type of ship in general, if you can hold on to the torpedoes. That was a better AP salvo. Hold on to the torpedoes until you're closer to your enemy target, right? You ensure better chances of landing shots on the target you are facing. So we're really trying to help Doom out here to help get the Ägir, or the enemy Riga, dead. So hopefully he'll live and come out on top of the situation. Now, I couldn't remember if Riga had torpedoes, because I get mixed up with that Russian. There's 2 Tier 9 ones. The ones have torpedoes, others don't. So I put the island between me and him. And now we're going to just keep rolling around. Unfortunately, now we've lost Doom. But again, Ägir does the role of flanking really well when you can push down and get into these brawling close quarter combat situations. Ägir really struggles long range. Like, if you want to do long range, more passive play, then you'd probably want something like the Azuma, the Tier 9 Japanese heavy cruiser, that you can also get for 1,000,000 free experience, which is the same here with the Ägir. You get it for 1,000,000 free XP, and I prefer the Ägir over the Azuma in that category. So here's this Smuts coming out broadside to us. Unfortunately, mostly just all overpins. The Sovietsky Soyuz polishes them off. But now we have another broadside target. So this is where the Ägir really begins to shine when you catch the enemy off guard like this. This battle actually was from a couple weeks ago. Some very nice slap hits there. But it's been a while since I played the Ägir, and I had in mind maybe I wanted to do this, a review of the ship at some point. So I decided we're going to be aggressive. So the armor piercing is really great, especially when you're able to get more of those broadside, where the enemy ship is showing you too much side of the ship. Sometimes you're going to be struggling when they are more angled, like you kind of saw that on that Riga. Now we have a Kitakaze in the cap, but our Hydro is down. So I'm expecting another torpedo rack, so I'm going to continue turning into the Kitakaze because he's got that torpedo reload booster, and indeed he has. But at the same time, it's really hard because I don't want to show this Slava too much broadside here. So it's kind of a tricky situation. That Kitakaze, he's targeting my 27mm bow with his armor piercing, so he was playing wisely. I go ahead and dump the torpedoes just in case I don't get out of this situation, because I want to be able to turn in and get my right side or the starboard side facing the Slava here. So Ägir is really good at collapsing flanks, if you will. I could be switching to the HE here. You see that non-penetration to ricochets, but as the WoW's Wiki article shared, and which I agree with, is that the HE on this ship is just really poor. Usually when you're dealing with something like Slava, Kremlin, the Russians, you usually want to try to target their superstructure with HE. So here I'm aiming poorly, actually. We actually did knock out his gun because he's showing us side, but I should really be trying to go more for that midsection of the ship. But we're going to go ahead and get torpedoes off here, and we're going to see about getting in closer to Brawl. And to me, this is just how the Ägir shines. It shines in these close quarters combat situations. So when you're able to set yourself up with your positioning, you get a lot of reward. So we actually had a pretty good game there. I didn't last very long, but kind of a steamroll, unfortunately, for the enemy team. So we're going to go ahead and roll into another battle. This one I had, I think, 2 nights ago as I'm recording this Friday morning. And Void noted with the poll, with the YouTube community post I made about wanting to do a battle, showcase the Ägir, and so we decided to go all Zhilman. So he's in a Siegfried, and then Doom is also in an Ägir. We were kind of debating which way we wanted to go, but we decided we wanted to go towards A, and trying to tell the Bismarck we'll give him an escort. So we are feeling the joy, if you will, here with Ägir. So as we move towards A, there's going to be a little bit of time passes before too much action occurs, but HE is kind of if you're dealing with angled targets that are harder to get any penetrations with your armor piercing, then you want to go with the high explosive. Armor piercing is really good, especially when a ship's showing you too much side. Just because these guns, in general, they're good. They're 305mm guns, so that's nice. The health pool you have on the Ägir is really good as well, almost 63,000. So you're really durable. You also get on your upper belt, I think you get this 90mm plating section, which helps you balance more shells than what you should be. So sometimes you control people thinking that they can be cheeky and shoot your side, but you're actually trolling them. And if you angle just correctly, you can bounce a lot of shells that are aiming towards the midsection of your ship. So she's just really durable, but her bow and stern, like most cruisers, it's pretty vulnerable because we don't get any type of icebreaker bow, if memory serves correctly here. The AA, if I'm not mistaken, the AA range, which I can check here, should be 6km AA. And it's not showing me. I was trying to check this article. It should be 6 kilometers. I'm not sure why it's not showing up here. Or maybe, yeah, 6. Yeah, you can see that CV just flew with that. So that's good. Torpedoes, you can have the wide spread or even wider spread. being 6-kilometer torpedoes. You do get depth charges. They are okay. I have to check their damage ratio again, but I've not had opportunity to use them. Here, what I'm doing, I'm looking into Bravo because I want to be able to shoot the mains that's in there and reset him. So I'm looking on the mini map and I see it looks like a Shikaku is flying his torpedo planes into Bravo. So, and then we have another teammate who's pinging the map. So both of us are all like kind of looking there because we want to reset him. So if you get a situation like that, definitely go for the resets because when you're kind of flanking around as you are right now, it can set up these nice opportunities. So we want to pressure the mains out of the cap, and hopefully we'll get a reset on him, which the carrier should get a reset on him here. Consumable-wise, we have the repair party, our damage control party, and then we have a repair party. We get 4 heals, and then we also get Hydro. So we have the German Hydro, and I can check its range. Or I'm going to have to just write that in the comments below here. Yeah, it's the 6-kilometer Hydro. It's the German Hydro, which is really nice. So it should be, I'll put a note in the bottom if I'm wrong, but it's 6 kilometers being able to detect ships, and I believe it is 4 kilometers in detecting torpedoes. So our goal here and how we're playing is that we want to steamroll the flank. So we've killed the Bismarck, and I say, okay, this Buffalo, he needs to go next, and just about as soon as I say that, Void gets a really nasty salvo in there with the Siegfried, and now it's just Massachusetts that we had to push in and deal with. And we actually got really lucky with the matchmaking here where we had no destroyers, so that is actually also allowing us to be super aggressive here, if you will. So we're going to have some brawling action here with the Massachusetts. One of the things I had to make note of is this Mines over here. Mains, how you pronounce it. Because he can simply just keep throwing a lot of HE into my side like he's doing there. And there's 2 options I could do here. Well, 3. I can keep sailing, I can cut the throttle, and I decide I'm going to cut the throttle here. Or I could have done a strategic Notzer and pointed my bow into the island, but still try to remain angled to the Massachusetts. If I'm concerned about this overwhelming HE spam, from Bravo, if there are a lot more enemy ships in Bravo and that back mid-spawn, I probably actually would have pointed my bow right into the island, just because I wouldn't want to take that focus fire if there's a lot of enemy ships. So, so now the goal is to finish off the mains here. The other thing I want to make note of in terms of the playstyle with the Ägir is that she's not fun to play if you have a team that doesn't want to push or is playing very passively in the back. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm also in a division. So I'd recommend division play with the Ägir. So if you get up with some clanmates or some friends who are also going to brawl and push with you, because you can't always depend on your teammates to push with you, even if they're in a Grosser Kurfürst. They might be sitting on the B line, main battery build or something. I don't know. So you have to be mindful of that. But to me, you have a lot more fun with the Ägir if you treat it as a brawling cruiser, brawling battle cruiser, I guess you will, if you will. Where you can push in and have these really great fights and engagements with the enemy team. So I have to be very mindful here with the enemy Kansas. There's 3 decisions I could have made when I came out of A, and I was watching this footage back because I was like, what could have I done better in this game? I can probably have a video talking about critiquing, reviewing your own replays this coming week. I could have turned back around into A more. I could have chosen to go on the right side of the island. That's just behind me now. More where Void and Doom are at. Or I could have chosen to go this way. I went this way initially because I wanted to try to cut off the CVs that are currently running away. But if I would have paid attention to the minimap a little sooner, seeing this Kansas, who just did that to us, come around that island on the 7 line, I would have probably played it a little bit more safer and going up the 3 line. Because when you deal with enemy battleships at range, they begin to get that angle with their guns, or the, I don't know how to sell it, the angle where when they fire their main battery guns, they have the trajectory where it comes down more into your cruisers. That's why if you try to play Ägir like as a more of a mid to long range cruiser, you're just not going to enjoy it, because there can be a battleship who targets you and he's able to lob shells, that's the term I want to use, lob shells, and go right through your bow, right through your deck armor, and into your citadel, and just get a lot of penetrations on you, despite having a tanky armor. Because you have the tanky armor on the side of your ship, right, with the belt armor, but your deck armor suffers. So that is why Ägir doesn't do well at the, let's say, mid to long range. Like, you want to be playing more mid to brawling range, because when you get in close, enemy team battleships, they can't lob shells into you, right? So if the Kansas decided to have shot the other volley he shot at one of the other teammates that were putting a pressure, the ones that are behind me to the left on the 4-5 line. He would have killed me, but he decided to shoot a different target instead of finishing off the low health target, so I was a misplay on the Kansas. My goal here with the Ägir is I want to use islands. When you're in a brawling ship, you always want to do what you can to utilize islands to close in the distance with the enemy team, and also use islands to isolate more of these one-on-one engagements if you are able to help it. So my goal is I want to try to play a little bit more low-key here, get close to these islands, because I also want to buy some time to get my last repair party up, because I can get the full benefit out of my next repair party once it comes off cooldown. Here you can see the AA at work. He's flying into a lot of flak, but we also have Massachusetts and Bismarck chiming in there. But we got 5 planes shot down, so it's good. When the AA is good when you're dealing with tier 8 CVs, but tier 10 CVs you're going to be hurting for sure. And that pretty much goes for about any tier 9 cruiser, for being honest. Well, not all, but a good portion of them. So we get to punish the Chapayev here. He's showing us too much side, so we can put these 305mm guns to work. I'm stalling a little bit to get that rear turret lobbed over before I accelerate forward. You can also see that I have, it should be called top grade gunner. So I'm getting a faster reload time out of the main battery, and I think also the secondary battery. I'm drawing a blank right now. But it's main battery, and then it should also be secondary battery. So if I mess that up, we'll discuss it tomorrow in Saturday's upgrade commander build video of the Ägir. But I want to get the shot off here. I thought I could just get those shells just over that island to finish off the Chapayev, who's quite low, and that is true. Now, there's 2 things I'm deciding to do here. I initially am turning to get torpedoes off here on the enemy Jean Bar, and I decide I'm going to hold it, okay? I could use the damage control party here, but it's just 1 fire, and I'm about to get in more brawling engagement because I want to push out here and deal with the rune and the breast as well. But my main goal is I want to kill the Jean Bar. There's also the threat that he might decide to ram me in trade at this point because his health pool is so low, and I don't want that to happen. So we're going to go for his bow here. We got 3 pins. That was good, 8,200 damage, and he turns in immediately. So because of this, I decided I'm basically going to try to sneak between him and the island and get my torpedoes off on the Jean Bar, and we're going to shoot the rune. So this is a really good situation when you're in these situations like that. Like, there's no need for me to shoot the Jean Bar because my torpedoes are going to kill him, right? So we can simply use our main battery to shoot another enemy ship like this rune here. So we saved the damage control party. It was a wise decision. We had a double fire set, and then we DCP'd it. And then this is when I realized, oh crap, this is a Musashi up on the B line, so I'm pretty positive he's going to kill me, and indeed he just fires his guns, and I was like, maybe I get torpedoes off here, but there's nothing really close enough to get damage on there. So that is how I like to play the Ägir. You want to brawl, you want to get in close. if you have teammates, especially if you're divvied up with your clan mates or some friends, to be able to push in on the flank is usually generally how you want to push in and deal with the enemy team, because you can easily get a crossfire if you decide to push in the middle of the map. Ägir will be frustrating to play if you try to play it as a long-range to mid-range cruiser. You're likely to take a significant damage from battleship shells that are going to be fired at distance, and it kind of have that trajectory where they kind of get lobbed in and they pass through your deck armor and do significant damage to you, like that Kansas did. I think he did like 16 or 18k damage to us. So here, if you're wondering about the Siegfried in the Ägir, the Siegfried is a research bureau ship, and I'm going to take off of the UI here. So you can kind of see them close together. I was trying to compare the ships. They're the same hull, same health pool, but the difference is in the secondary. So there's going to be a secondary difference when I break free from this ship and then I go to look at the ship in the back, because I kind of spaced on forgetting which ship is which here. Oh, this front one here is Siegfried. The one in the back is the Ägir. So you can see on the 3 kind of secondaries along the side there. Then we go to look at the Ägir, and you can see a couple more secondaries there on the back. So that's basically the difference between the two of the ships, and the Ägir gets larger caliber guns, but fewer guns overall. So that's basically going to wrap this battle up once the Gascon and the Musashi finish their fight. The Musashi fired too early. If he would have held his salvo just a little bit longer for the Gascon to get up close like this, that would have been a good time for him to fire. But the dies to flooding as the Gascon is about to finish him. So here's post-battle results. So 118,000 damage, 2 general offenses. I think it's shoulder to shoulder, and then the coordinated attack. Those are all division achievements. So I got 4 kills. Only 1 set on fire, 44 secondary hits. So not a ton of use out of our secondaries in that match. But we definitely dealt with some CV planes there. So I'm gonna play Sterling team with over 2,100 base experience, with Void and the Massachusetts on the top in terms of base experience. And then we're going to look over the detailed report. You can see a lot of damage you did was to that enemy Jean Bar, the enemy Russian tier 8 CV, and then the Chapayev, and a bit of a kill still probably with the mains there with just 1100 health. And this is where we're going to end with our premium account in terms of the credits and experience. So Ägir, 1 million free XP. I do recommend this ship. Just know that she's meant to be played as a brawling battleship we get in these close combat situations. Not so much the long range. If you want to do the passive long range, then look at Azuma. I'm still trying to figure Azuma out. I'll save my thoughts for Azuma for another video at some point soon, hopefully. But Ägir is fun. It's a good battleship. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you have already subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll be doing an upgrade and commander build video on the Ägir. So I'll make sure to stick around, and I'll talk about some things and different ways you can build the Ägir. But mainly we're going for that brawling offensive capacity. So until next time, take care.